Hi guys. Let's talk about the what happened in the market last week. The psychological tips and tricks that happened in the market last week. First, I'm going to look at Brent oil. What happened in the Brent oil? Brent oil, I was looking at Brent oil. So last week I was worried that this monthly double bottom has not yet formed a base because the monthly candle was still bearish as of last month. So I think that was my only concern as of last week for Brent oil. But it turned out to be that the monthly candle was actually correct because that bullish candle that was forming as of last week has already turned bearish. So we got a little bit of a loss here in this Brent oil as of last week. So I was looking at this as a double bottom because this has already formed a base because the weekly candle closed. But the market rejected and gave me a stop loss on this Brent oil as of last week. So it's still forming a base around this area. There's no changes as of now as of the moment for Brent oil. If I go back to the daily time frame, I'm also seeing the same thing. There is no significant change that I'm seeing here. And I also consider what the market did. And this is where I placed my stop loss, and this is my first target. But the market simply just reversed against me. So thinking about it and reviewing my chart analysis, I thought that I was like too early to go into the market because if you look at the first touch of the trend line, the second touch of the trend line, the third touch of the trend line barely breaks. It did not even close. It just closed at the top of the counter trend line. So in this situation, I might say that I am wrong for entering the market so fast in this situation. Maybe I'm going to do better on this Brent oil next time, but this is just a third touch of the counter trend line. And if you look at it very closely, the market did not really break the counter trend line so much. If you look at it very closely, it's just at the tip, a little bit of break though, but it's just at the tip. So the market stopped me out and continue going down. So I'm still looking what the market is going to do as of the moment. So I'm not going to be entering Brent oil until there is a break of this level. There is this major level around this area, one touch, second touch, third touch. It's a significant level around this area. So, and there is consolidation. This market is consolidating. It's still looking to me like a buy though. So until next year, I'm not going to be talking about Brent oil. Then the next pair I will go to is Euro USD. As of last week, we were looking absolutely at Euro USD, what Euro USD is going to do. So we checked at the monthly time frame, what the monthly time frame did, and we came back to the weekly time frame, look at the base that I drew around there. Then daily time frame is where we're going to see what happened in the market clearly. So this is actually where I placed my entrance. If you can remember, I placed my entrance around this area. Then I told you guys that the market is going to reject around this area, just in case there's going to be a manipulation. If you're doubting it, you can check my previous videos there. It's all documented. I told you that if there is going to be a manipulation, the market cannot go below this level around this area. If at all there is going to be a manipulation. So the market just came here at the top, tag us in, and give a significant bullish candle to the upside as of the moment. So I'm still looking at Euro USD. Look at if we go to the 4-hour time frame, the market was so clear. Remember when I told you the risky entry. This is a risky entry. This is where I placed the first risky entry, this area. Then at the break of the counter trend line, 4-hour candle close. If you remember, 4-hour candle close. So the next entrance is going to be around this area, 4-hour candle close. So Euro USD is okay, same as DXY as well. Euro UXD and DXY are doing the same thing. Let's quickly go to BTC. Let's see what BTC is doing as of the moment. BTC, remember that I told you on BTC that this is a counter. This is the first touch of the trend line, second touch of the trend line, third touch of the trend line. But my only concern with BTC is that I don't like the way the market dropped in this area. So I'm looking for a retest of this region. But I am still kind of if you go to the 4-hour time frame, I'm still kind of a little bit worried. The market is looking so corrective, like it wants to break. Like this is already a triple top. This is also an important level if you check on the weekly time frame. Let's go back to the weekly time frame and check how important that level is. Look at what happened here. Multiple correction around this area. There is also an important level. So let's go back to the daily time frame. So if the market actually is going to fall from here, I will just at the break, 4-hour break of this counter trend line, I think is going to be good because the market is looking like this is already a triple top around this area. The market is looking like it wants to really correct, but I'm not sure. Maybe it wants to come and form a base to go up. I'm not sure, but the market is really looking like it wants to sell. This is already a triple top at this area. I'm not sure if it's going to come to this area, but I just think that this correction is not enough. So even if I'm going to enter at the break of this counter trend line, at the 100% retracement, I have to move 50% of my position from this market at the 100% retracement, which is this level. But I still think that it's going to be nice if this market corrects to this area. It's going to be nice. I don't know what the market will do, but we are going to just see what the market is going to do. I'm going to be bringing out another video, my analysis for next week, the trade that we're going to be placing next week. Then my next pair that I'm going to look at is Euro GDP. Euro GDP, on the other hand, has given a quite significant push to the upside. Remember that I told you about Euro GDP. Remember on the weekly time frame, we were looking at bearish momentum on the weekly time frame, and also on the monthly time frame, we were also looking at bearish momentum on the monthly time frame. So I did not put any order on Euro GDP. I did not place any order on Euro GDP because if you look at Euro GDP on the weekly time frame, push down, correct, push down, up, impulse up, push down, impulse up. And this is also looking like a correction that it wants to continue to go up. So this is actually a trending market. So I just wanted to take advantage of the pullback only, the pullback, because the pullback are quite deep. Is something that you can take advantage of. So when I want to take advantage of a pullback, I look at the nature of the previous pullback. How deep is the nature of the pullback? So when you come back to the daily time frame is looking sweet. Remember that I told you that when we have a multiple rejection around an area or a region, just like this, just like this, just like this. So look at this place. If you look at this market closely, there is multiple rejection. I think 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 days, and we have a bullish candle as of the moment. So this is also good. If you want to enter, wait for the break of the counter trend. I'm going to be releasing a video next week on this pair. As of next week, I will also release a video on this pair. So I closed my position around this area. So when I saw multiple rejection around this area, I closed the position. So when I close the position, I will be waiting for next week if I'm going to consider a sell for this position. Then what I'm going to be looking at next is GDP JPY. GDP JPY. GDP JPY was actually smooth as well. GDP JPY, remember on the weekly time frame, the market was looking bullish as well. So, and also on the monthly time frame. Actually, this one is actually sweet. GDP, JPY, this is good as well. So, monthly are all looking bullish as of the moment. Then we'll come back to the weekly time frame. The weekly time frame is where I also checked what is happening is also looking bullish as well. Then when we come back to the daily time frame, the reason that I saw, remember this drop around this area, you're going to be thinking that the market is going to pull back to this area. So some people might panic that the market is going to boom, most especially if you're seeing a daily candle close like this. Remember, all this is not yet formed around this area, but the market was corrective in this nature because we are approaching the double top. If you go on the weekly time frame, you're going to see it's a double top. So now the market has pushed up significantly. Then next week, I'm going to come back. I'm going to release a video next week. We're going to be talking about what is going to happen next on this pair. So the next pair that I will be looking at is US 30. What happened in US 30? US 30 is quite significant. I also checked US 30 as well. Remember, this was a consolidation. I was looking for the market to actually drop to come back to this area, but it did not happen though. So things like this happen in the market. I missed this trade. I was actually not interested because sometimes even if the market looked good, I was supposed to enter at the daily candle close. Even if the market looked good, I still prefer not to enter if I did not see what I'm looking for. I was like thinking that it's going to be decent for a retest of this area. Although this is corrective and this is corrective, it's looking like a base, but I'm not, because of this level I decided, and this level I decided not to take a trade on US 30, which I'm quite okay with that decision that I took. Then GBPUSD, let's look at what happened in GBPUSD. GBPUSD actually is quite smooth, but GBPUSD, I don't know, I miss GBPUSD trade. There's always a kind of what GBPUSD always do. You come back to the monthly time frame, you see the way that we did analyze the pair, and we were concerned about this yellow red level that I draw around this place. When we come back to the weekly time, the weekly time frame actually pushed the market really good as well. The really weekly time frame is quite good, but there has not yet been a good retest though around this, although we have a retest on the daily time frame. So what the weekly time frame did is look at where I placed my entry at the top of this zone. We have two types of manipulation. There's a way that the market is going to manipulate your stop loss area, and there's a way that the market is going to, what I've noticed so far on GBPUSD, if the market will just come and it's not going to tap the entrance of, because I know that a lot of people is going to place order around this area. So it's not going to really tap the entrance region. It's going to just correct a little bit above. It's going to correct a little bit above. It's not going to tag a lot of people in. This is also a manipulation. This is one kind of manipulation. So I think what I could have done better on GBPUSD, what I could have done better on GBPUSD was, this is also not looking this, because if you come back to the 4-hour time frame, this is also not a candle that you are going to be considering to enter. Like, it's looking like kind of small. So at the close of this candle will have been nice, but it's going to be like, the market is already looking like it wants to correct. So I missed this trade on GBPUSD. Maybe I'm going to do better. I'm going to think about something else to do in cases like this. It also happened here. No, this one was quite clean, but almost the same thing that happened here as of last week. So we'll just find something to do around that area, maybe for our 4-hour bullish candle. We are going to place a trade, maybe 4-hour bullish candle. If the bullish candle is strong, some analysis, some trade will miss. It's part of the market, and it's part of the process. So I'm looking at GBPAUD. As of last month, I was considering GBPUSD as a sell as of last month, but the market, remember this level that I drew as of last week here, that there's a possibility that the market might correct around this area. It's not going to be surprising to me that the market will correct around this area because monthly candle last month actually end bullish. So when we come back to the weekly time frame is looking like a base. If you look at this base around this area, push back up this base. So the weekly time frame is looking like a base, although today is Friday. Let's see how this weekly candle is going to close. Today is Friday, so I did not take the trade around this area. I just closed my position around this area when I saw the multiple consolidation on the daily time frame. So there is it failing to break. This is the 100% retracement. If you watch my video the previous time, you know that I say that this place is there. That's why I drew this yellow line around this region. If the market can choose to reverse, because this on the daily time frame is the 100% retracement. And from the 100% retracement, the market can decide to shoot back up. This has actually printed a daily double bottom because there's a multiple rejection around this area. And if you go back to the 4-hour time frame, most likely you're going to see a chart pattern on the 4-hour time frame. So this is obviously telling me that, oh, the market is about to do something differently at this level. So I'll be crossing my arms and looking at this market for next week, what the market is going to do as of next week. So this is what I've noticed in the markets this week.